So I found this ignition switch. I think it's from a lawn tractor or something. It's just an on and off, and fits. So basically it's just got two prongs, right? On and off. So basically I got this old wiring harness from another tractor. See, I don't throw anything away. I know I always use it. And found a thing to go on this spade. Connected it to this one that has one of these things. And basically I want to connect that wire to the engine block where it'll have a good ground. See this nice big thick screw, right? Goes right into the engine block. That'll be my ground for the kill. And then basically it's just an on and off switch, you know. Yeah, that's a good ground right there, see? So now I connected the green magneto wire to the other end. And theoretically, it should shut it off. And we're going to try it right now. Got a key and everything. How about that, huh? Everything's just falling into place, man. Amazing. So I added this little handle here. I just basically extended this lever. Put a screw in there. So now the handle sticks out of here. Pretty cool. Another thing that bothers me is this. So this is a gravity-fed fuel tank, right? So it shouldn't have a droop like this because now the fuel has to go down, and now it has to have enough fuel in the gas tank to have the pressure to push it back up. So it should be, I mean, the design here is okay. I mean, it's about 3 inches higher than the carburetor bowl. So this thing should be tight, you know what I'm saying? And it's not tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a fuel filter on it so that you know what I'm saying? So that the crap in the gas tank doesn't go directly into the carburetor, right? Gotta have a fuel filter. So I'm gonna put this old fuel filter on, better than nothing, you know what I'm saying? And let me clean this up a little. So what I'm gonna do is, let me just cut it like around here. Stick this fuel filter in, nice and tight. Pull this out, stick this part in. Measure, pull it kind of tight, right? Because I want it to be as tight as possible, and probably around there. So I'm going to take about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 inches off of this original line, just to shorten it. There we go. It's tight enough that I don't need a hose clamp for either, because they're all clean cuts. When you do a clean cut, it's the diameter of the hose, so it's a nice tight fit. So I'm going to disconnect that and see if it leaks. If it leaks, then we'll put some clamps on there. Just put the 2 studs into here and into here, and now this is solid on here. Now I'm just going to tighten the bolts on the electric start mechanism. 5/16. All right. This is the original cover to the red one. I didn't have a green one. I don't know where Pete Lombardi put it, if he even had it in the first place. But it's pretty snug on here. See how the belt droops down like that? And that's the reason why the belt was coming off a few times there. So when you have the cover on, it doesn't droop anymore. The belt cover itself acts like a belt guide and keeper. And it fits pretty well, holes match up very well. But I won't put it on just yet because I want to grind some of this paint off here and then go over it with some green paint somehow. Do that later. But I want to try to get this as back complete as possible. This thing, I believe, is the plug for this hole here. Just so you won't mess with the spark plug. Starting to look like a real machine, huh? I'm going to mess with the handles now. So this thing over here, this is the original handle off of the red one, where it's flat. See? I was going to just use this one, but look at this mechanism here. It's all cracked up and messed up a little, you know? This original one off the green one is the bent handle kind, which I like better, but I don't have that part that matches this. You know what I'm saying? And it's measured perfectly to match this bend, just to get the right pull for the auger engagement. So I'm not going to mess with that while this is a nicer handle, right? I'm going to just take this part off and put it on this handle where this one's messed up. They're both identical. See what I'm saying? Well, not identical. I think it'll work. Only one way to find out. Just gonna take this one off, put it on that one. So I've got the handle on now. It's starting to look like a real snowblower now, huh? The one with the straight one. It's the only one that will fit right. However, this handle here is not allowing me to put this thing on there because it has this thing here. And I guess this original one didn't have a way to hold this thing here, see? So that's why it had this. So this is an older model. So this one has a built-in thing like that already on here that holds it. So I want to just get rid of this thing here. So I'm just going to grind that out and hope I don't grind my hand. So I've got my grinder. Don't you hate it when the camera's in the way of you doing your job? Well, it's not really my job. Anytime you grind something and you still have all 10 fingers, it's a good day. It's a good day. 98 cents. Quick Color. Home Depot. Yeah. That's all you need, baby. No, not anything crazy. Dunsky. So, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I figured I'd put the auger chute handle, you know, the spinning, I don't know what you call it. The handle that you spin to turn the auger, okay? So as you can see, this one is missing the top part that goes there. So I wanted to take the one off of the red one. Well, it won't come off, okay? So I had to remove the entire assembly. And yes, I know this is red, but that's okay. It's going to be all covered up by the yellow shroud. So I'm just going to replace this assembly onto here. And of course, the bracket for that is where the gas tank is. So now I got to remove the gas tank again. What are you going to do? I should be thankful that I even have these parts. You following what I'm saying? So, it'll be alright. It'll be okay. You know, I didn't really plan on spending this much time on a snowblower, you know what I mean? But honestly, it really is a learning experience, you know? Learning how to take this damn thing completely apart. And it helps you understand the logic behind why certain things are done certain ways, you know? And it teaches you a little bit more about the engineering of things too, you know? Which is cool. The more you do, the better you get at it, you know? And then there's this thing here I gotta remove. There's so much engineering to this stuff, you know? It's like one scientist thinks of just that part, and another guy thinks of another part. I guess that's how they do things. Anyway, there was a cotter pin that held that down. It's the old one. This is another old one. You know, that looks a little different than this one. I don't think I'm going to use this because it's different. Bigger washer's better. See? No problem. The red is going to be completely hidden underneath because the shroud is going to be there. Hey? And there are slight differences in the parts, as you saw, different washers. The handle was a little bit different, but essentially it was pretty much the same. Everything fits pretty well. It is one stamped model, you know, from MTD. They probably used the same design for many, many millions of them. So I'm going to just button this up. So the gas tank is back on with that bracket, and now I'm just going to take this, I guess it's the guide, off. This was bent anyway. Oh, that's interesting. See this? I'm not going to be able to move this up to get it in there without bending it. And then I want to break it, I'm going to have to loosen this. It's always something, fellas. Always something. At least I know now, right? There's a sequence to every piece of madness. Now, question is, see this part here? Does that go on first, or does that go, the cowling goes on first? I guess I'll find out, because that's going on next, man. Because I've got the ignition switch hooked up, we've got the pull starter done, got the cap that covers the spark plug, got the primer bulb in there, I got the extension to the choke lever, I've got the handles all worked out. Oh, I do have to put that auger drive cable assembly on there and connect it to the engagement handle too. I was waiting for the paint to dry, and so we can do some other stuff. I will wait a little bit longer so I don't mess it up, you know. Not that it really matters, you know. It's not like it's such a big deal. It's just a handle. They're lucky they even got a coat of paint, you know what I mean? You know what? Sometime soon, I'm going to just plug in a plug and see if the electric start works. Hey, 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 what do you... Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay. This doesn't work very well. That definitely doesn't work well. Just when I thought I was getting close, believe it or not, I think I need to replace the chute with the other one, because either that or this is off the track, I believe. I think it is off the track. Feels like it. This part near needs to be loosened up because it moves up like this. There's a part where it holds onto the bottom and just snapped out, so that's not a big deal. I thought it was broken. There's two parts to it. This part here, where it has twin screws and bolts right here, and then there's another area right there, and this part, I can feel it with my hand. I think it is broken. Yeah, I feel like there's a crack there. So I'm going to take this off and just see how, I'm going to show you guys how this works. Bottom side to it. Why? Why is it so difficult? There we go. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so this one's okay. But this part was not on there. Get it? Before I put that one back on again, I'm going to rotate this all the way over here so you can see this one. Yep, I feel the part's not even on there. There we go. It's completely off now. I want to take this off, show you. See that? There we go. Where did it go? Anyway, look, that's a piece of it there. Did that other part break off? Alright, so it was completely missing. See what I'm going to do? That's how it works, see? The other two were not even on there, so it was loose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one off of the red one. I just got a good one off the red one. Dumb. It won't fit on there with just two. It could only fit on there with one. So I've got to take this off again. You live and you learn. This is kind of fun. It's like putting a puzzle together, you know? Like playing with an erector set. Anyway, you guys get the picture, right? How it works? Yeah, baby. Guys, we've had to do everything on this one. Huh? Everything. We basically just built an entire snowblower from scratch. Ooh, you know what I just missed? What I noticed? Yeah, it's missing, man. This thing needs everything. I'm going to take it off the red one. Mowers and blowers. Manufacturer of single stage snowblowers. I mean, seriously, everything. I mean, we didn't have to take apart the engine, of course, which is good. But I could do too, if I want to. Yeah, man. Had to do a lot. Still doing a lot. See how that piece there is busted? Look at that. Like this. It's a busted piece. This thing looks like hell. Bristle brush should be easier. Much easier. Guys, I'm not trying to refurbish this to perfect. I'm not, okay? This thing will probably sell for 100 or 150 bucks. I know I'm going through a lot of trouble for 150 bucks. But I just want to see if I could do it. Get it? It's personal satisfaction on if I can get this going. Remember, this is 2 pieces of garbage that was going definitely to the dumps. Pete Lombardi was going to throw away the green thing to the curb. And Jason was also going to throw away the red one. For sure, you can ask them. So it was 2 snow blowers, broken ones, that was definitely going to the garbage. And if they put it out, garbage guys would have came, they would have threw it inside the garbage truck. It would have been on... Actually, I don't know where they dump the garbage here in Long Island, but in New York City, it's Fresh Kills in Staten Island. Great Kills, something like that. That's where most of the 9/11 stuff went. You know, the buildings. All the carnage from 9/11 went to Staten Island. Well, at least most of it. That's why a lot of people don't want to live on Staten Island, because you got to pay a toll, huge toll on the Verrazano Bridge just to get there. I actually, before I bought the house here, I did look at a few houses in Staten Island, and I said, no way. No way am I paying that toll every day to get off the island, you know? And that toll is substantial. It's like $25 or something like that, round trip. Crazy talk. But you can buy a house pretty cheap on Staten Island, and now you know why. Because you'll spend the rest on tolls. On the traffic on the Staten Island Expressway. I don't even believe it. Crazy. But there are people that live on Staten Island. It's actually 2 police precincts. The 123 and the 122. Or 121. One of those. I don't remember. So, you know, 2 pieces of garbage, and hopefully we'll have 1 working snowblower when I'm done. It also makes for a good video, you know what I'm saying? Just to see if I can do it. That's all. So I'm just gonna paint this over just to get the loose paint chips off of here, which it's working, you know. Do a rotation here to get the chips off, and then I'm just going to go over it with some green paint. The green is not going to match because I definitely do not have this green, but it'll be kind of close. As long as it's green or black, it'll be fine. Actually, yellow would be good too, right? But I don't think I have any yellow paint. Anyway, that's that. My battery is dying, and so I want to spray this really quick and go back in and so my battery died just as I was about to paint it, and not to mention the fact that while I was taking the plastic cap off, once you take the cap off, it hits the nozzle and it breaks the nozzle in half, so I was only able to spray it like in a stream, you know what I mean? It's crap. Always happens to me. Anyway, I managed to just cover it up with green. You know, it doesn't look great or anything like that, but at least it's green. And it somehow matches, you know what I mean? It's a little rough and stuff, but whatever, man. It's green. And it kind of matches the green, you know. Hey, better green than red, right? Again, guys, I'm just getting this to work, all right? I'm not, you know, making this perfect 100%. This thing won't go for much anyway. Ever since the fact that we haven't gotten any snow in the past year or so here in New York, I mean, hardly any at all, snowblower prices have just plummeted badly. 2-3 years ago, I would sell a regular 5 horsepower dual stage 24 wide snowblower for like $500, you know, right before a big storm or something. Now, man, I see them online, you know, good machines, 9 horsepower, 8 horsepower, big dual stage ones for like $250. You know, the 524s are going for like $150. Cheap, man. And forget about it. The single stage ones like this, $75, $50. It's not worth any money anymore. Unless we get a huge snowstorm. Like a whole winter full of snowstorms. You know, that's what I need. Then, you know, then you're cooking with Crisco, you know. So remember, I didn't have the bolts and screws for this thing, so I just found some. They're like 3/8 bolts. This is what I mean about the spray paint cap. See? Broke. I mean, this has happened to me a lot. Why do they put those caps on so tight? And now I'm just gonna put this cover on. Find the damn right thing. I thought I had the right thing. I'm kind of worried that the belt will rub against this thing. Only one way to find out. Oh crap. No, that doesn't match. This does. I also put this cowling on, the plastic cover, just to see how everything would fit. Fits pretty well, except what I should have done was test the electric start before I put it on, because if there's something wrong with it, I got to pull the damn thing off again. No big deal. It's a bunch of 5/16 bolts. A bunch of them. One last one down here. You're not going to be able to see it, but trust me, it's there. So it's a total of 5 3/8 bolts that hold the cover on. So it's on here, and we're talking about minimal clearance for that wheel too. I mean, it just misses it, you know. Starting to look like a snowblower now, huh guys? But man, we've done a ton to this thing, haven't we? A lot. I spent way too much time on this turd. A couple of guys from, a couple of new guys, Sergeant Rock and Larry L or something like that. They commented and said, hey, you should check the end plates and also the scraper bar and all that stuff. I said, okay. Scraper bar is worn, but you know, not to the point of getting to the frame. Still has about a millimeter or so, or half an inch. Actually, the auger paddles are okay, you know. Still has about 3/4 of an inch before it touches the metal auger. This is nice and straight, which is good. This one's a little bent, unless this is made that way. You know, I think this might be made that way. It was made this way. It was made this way. I'm on the right track, baby. It was made this way. So that looks all right, man. I'm gonna start it up and see if it works. This thing hasn't ran since I had it upside down, right side up, sideways, up and down on its face. So, and being that it's so hot out, I don't know if we need to do choke, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Maybe in the middle choke. Okay, maybe run. I smell something. Maybe I didn't really need to do any primer, huh? Because I could have flooded it from priming. It's so warm out. Something seems really tight in there that the auger belt continues to move, right? Even when I take this, when I disengage the handle. So yeah, so blades, they turn when I first engage it, right? And then it won't disengage. So the belt's really tight, you know? Oh, you guys want to see Boba? It's been so hot that I didn't want him out here with me because, I mean, look, it's like he's wearing a mink coat while we're, sweating in a t-shirt and shorts. So it's got to be hot for him, you know what I mean? So I'm going to test this electric start. Usually these electric starts, they don't work, or it's been sitting for so long that the gear shaft doesn't go in or push out, you know, after sitting for a while. So I bet you that's it. I mean, that is even if this motor runs. I mean, the electric start motor runs. So it's off. It's not going to ignite. So let's see. Yep. The motor runs. It works, but the gear that is engaged either pushes up or sucks down to engage the flywheel gears teeth. You know. So I don't know how this one goes. If it's push up, it's usually lawn tractors are push up, right? Snowblowers are pull down. So usually the shaft is all rusted, right? And it won't freely slide where there's a spring there that pushes back up or slides it down. It doesn't freely slide because it's been sitting for a while. So usually just take that gear off and you clean off that shaft, grease it and stuff, and it should pull down and stuff. So it's not a big deal, at least I hope. But I gotta pull this damn shroud off again. Hey! See, once you loosen it up, you know what? I'm gonna start it. Never mind, I won't have to take this off. Awesome. Fantastic, fantastic. So there you go, fellas. It took me 3 damn episodes, but we finally got her going. I made 1 running snowblower out of 2 broken ones. But once we put it on, or started getting this project going together, we had to mix and match all kinds of parts to get this going. This thing was messed up, had to use some parts over there, took the engine from there. This is the belt cover from over there. It is the entire handle assembly as well as the chute turning assembly from there, right? Cable is from the original. The frame is from the original. This thing is from the original green one. And oh yeah, I had to reconnect the primer bulb. We replaced the carburetor with a dual stage type carburetor, made it work. Extended the choke lever out, right? Lawn tractor ignition switch with the wiring that we did. Got the starter to work. I mean, I literally did everything to this to get this going. Everything. Well, I didn't mess with the auger, thank God, you know. But that belt thing is a little hinky. But you know what? I'm not gonna mess with it now. I'm gonna mess with it when somebody wants to buy like my 12 snowblowers that are sitting in my backyard taking up space. Oh, speaking about my backyard, you guys are gonna love this. I'm not going to take that transmission off because it's too much work, and also I've had this up for 2-3 days now. Not one person even thinks about wanting it. So what am I gonna take transmission off for? Nobody wants it. So I had so much stuff in my backyard. As you know, I went to go visit my mom last week, and I was telling her about how I've got so many things in my backyard, right? But I don't like it to be out in the elements, so I cover it up with plastic bags, and it looks trashy. I wish I had a tent. And she goes, "A tent? We have a tent from back in the 70s. It's in the basement. It's been there for like 30 years. You want it?" I said, "You don't want to do with it?" "I'm going to go camping anytime soon." She's like 78. So she gave me the tent. You know, it's old. It's from 70s, whatever. And I put it up. She also had a canopy. I don't know from what year this is for, but anyway, look what I got in my backyard now. I know it looks kind of ridiculous and stuff, but you know, at least it's some coverage for my stuff. You know, I don't like water getting on it. You know, I know this is not going to work when it snows big. If it snows big, this thing's just going to collapse, because it's collapsed on me several times with the liquid ice one. You know, this one, I don't know if it'll collapse. I think it will too. You know, but for now, this summer, you know, to keep my machines dry and out of the elements, it's still good. It's still better than, you know, having plastic bags covering it and having it all exposed. This is actually kind of cool. I'll tell you why. Because this actually has a bottom to it. See? It's actually fully enclosed. Looks a little weird, but you know what? As long as my equipment is covered up, you know? Never ends. Too much crap. Not enough space.
Store that under there in the summer? Aren't you gonna drain the gas out?
No, because I'm gonna test that two-cycle oil that I poured in there. It says it absorbs moisture from ethanol buildup. I'm gonna test it and see if this fires up when I'm ready to sell it. It's from B3C Fuels. That stuff hasn't worked for me. None of that stuff has worked. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. So as you saw, this is bonus footage, fellas. Wanted to take apart the parts from the red one because you can always use them or sell them. Like this chute. This chute is in decent shape. You know what I'm saying? And the wheels are in good shape. Seriously, they are in good shape. And some nut may need some wheel somewhere. Question is, should I sell it with the axle? It'd be hard to pack. So I'm probably not going to. So I'll just take the wheels off and take pictures of it, sell them on eBay. Hey, if I could get $10 or $20 for them, man, it's $10 or $20. You know what I mean? Instead of just throwing away $20. Right? I hope you guys do this too, because let me tell you, sometimes parts are worth more money than sometimes the mower itself. Like I had 5-speed Ash tell me about that Kawasaki FB240V engine that I got. Works perfectly. But he says I should part that out. I'm like, you mean take apart a perfectly good motor, engine, and sell it part-wise? He's like, yeah, you can make like $300-400. No, you can't. Maybe $300. But if I could sell that for $250, why would I want to put that kind of man hours into dismantling it and listing it and all that stuff? Not to mention eBay fees and PayPal fees and shipping and all that crap. $50 extra. I probably need that engine for some kind of project in the future, I guarantee you. So we got the chute that I'm going to list on a scraper bar. So I took the scraper bar off, right? And yes, I know you're looking at it and you're going, man, that's trashed, bro. You're not going to be able to do anything with that. I'm like, are you kidding? The other side. You need to use the other side. Boom. Put it on. It's like brand new right there. See? No, people don't know that these scraper bars, right? Once you scrape them up over here, you don't just throw them away. You flip it around because it's perfectly brand new right there. It's just two-sided, you know what I'm saying? So this is good for like a few years, for sure. On another project I might have. I'll keep this in my bin. This is a good cable for the auger engagement. Here. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But you know, my friend Doug Leap over at Doug's Mowers and Blowers in Altoona, Pennsylvania. I love saying that. He says that if you have cables that are kind of stuck like this, seized, you know, maybe a little bit of rust in there, as long as there's no kinks in it and it's broken or anything like that, you could probably save these. So next time you do an oil change, right, save all your Earl in a big jug or something like that, right? Just dunk all your cables that don't move well into that bin of Earl. And, I don't know, let's sit there for a year or something. It'll free up. These things, I know for sure that somebody needs these things. You know why I know somebody needs these things? Because I needed one of these things. They're plastic, right? So they would break pretty often. And if they break pretty often, people go on eBay to look for this one little piece. You know what I'm saying? Instead of buying a whole new snowblower or Chute or something like that, you can just buy this. And if you buy this, you're in business. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. So save the screws for whoever buys it so they don't need to go and look for screws, you know? What am I going to do with these screws? Nothing. These fit perfectly for these, so save it. The auger pulley. Some nut will need these. The handle. That damn chute mechanism. This thing, even though it's spent. It's the cover for the choke lever. Now I'm probably not gonna list that on eBay because, well, even though it's lightweight, it's big. And USPS, United States Postal Service, they do it on dimensions too. So even if you have a huge box and it only weighs like 2 pounds, it's still gonna cost you like 20 bucks, you know? It sucks that way. So, I don't know, I'll just keep this in the backyard somewhere. Gotta save your parts. You never know when you're gonna need them again. And you can sell the other parts that you probably don't need or you know you're going to get some money off on eBay. Feel free to check out my eBay listings, guys. Search eBay, Mowers, Blowers. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel. Buy a sticker. Also, follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on the next project. Have a great day.
See you guys next time, Mowers and Blowers!